What is UFO culture like outside the United States? Realism was a French UFO cult started in the 70s. They're still around today. Basically, humans were created by aliens. The angels were aliens. Science is cool because aliens like science. Also 70s European saw space orgies. Lots of women in tin-foil space bikinis too, which, has nothing at all with why I know about this. When visiting Costa Rica, I was assured by no fewer than a dozen locals that not only were alien ships a monthly, if not weekly occurrence, but that seeing UFOs or finding mutilated livestock is a downright mundane experience there. I should add that I was not down there asking about aliens or anything. These were various people of no relation in different parts of the country. In MX there are two views on the flying objects phenomena on the alien side. We have this guy Jamie Maussan who's been on public TV since early 90s or so, showing and collecting videos with the audience. He also sells books and miscellaneous products on his airtime. Nobody really buys it. It is just something that's on right before your game. On the other side, almost everybody knows a history about flying burning balls. Not UFOs actually, but witches or regional creatures flying in flames through the fields, accompanied by death or creepy stuff. It doesn't get much traction in South Africa, to the point that I'm tempted to say we never hear of local sightings or alien conspiracies. We're more of the folklore and ghost story type crackpots. Aliens in the UK are all fancy and eating space cake and drinking lunar tea. They're a scam in Japan. The claw's grip is loose like 29 plays out of 30. They're programmed to actually grip the prize tightly once every 30 or so plays. Exact number depends on the arcade's decision. If the prize isn't in a great position to be grabbed, even that chance can be wasted. UFO catchers are awful. Seriously. Just buy a plushie elsewhere. Scotland, believe it or not, has a massive UFO culture. There's a place called Bonnie Bridge, and hundreds of thousands of people visit every year because of an underground bunker and an abandoned fairground which was built to advertise a UFO world, but was never finished. In India, we have never seen UFOs here and most of us don't care, including me. But we have seen and care about other interesting phenomena like rains of blood, or rains of fishes or frogs. A good friend runs a company with Area 51 in the title. They get many emails, all the time, from people worldwide, who mistakenly think they're writing to the secret base Area 51 at Groom Lake. The correspondence consists of inquiries, accusations, reports of close encounters of all three kinds, and, best of all, very serious suggested designs for amazing technology, including CAD blueprints. The latter you sometimes read and think, you know what? This might sound crazy, but it might just work. I've told my friend there's a TV show or a book in there. And I've even volunteered to visit some of these people. Wearing a black suit and dark glasses, of course. There really are some crazy Doc Browns out there working on time travel, anti-gravity systems, stargates and FTL propulsion. Fortunately they're not very good with email. Don't have a lab, access to dangerous materials. DeLorean DMC-12s are financial sponsors. In Brazil there's a city that got, according to a few people, there was a UFO and a strange creature. It's the biggest UFO case in the whole country history. It's called E.T. de Varginha. In the 90s in Belgium there were a lot of sightings of huge flying triangles with lights on each corner. They accelerated very fast also. No one really believes in aliens here in Latvia. Seriously. Haven't heard a single serious conversation or seen a single good quality TV program about UFOs. People are superstitious here, but more like a black cat's evil eyes way, not science fiction way. The general knowledge of UFOs doesn't exceed the X-Files TV show from 90 IEs. In Brazil we have an UFO magazine for almost 30 years. It is edited by the Brazilian UFO Association that is linked to the international one. I remember when I was a kid that we had a lot of news coverage about UFO. And there was some sort of popular culture related to it. We have some notorious and famous UFO cases. Most of them from the 70s and 80s. Brazil is a big country and we have a lot of cases. The most shocking case to me was the pictures of a guy that was killed and precisely mutilated by UFOs in São Paulo. I even remember my aunt telling me his UFO experience in the 90s. The 2000s was the UFO golden age in the internet in Brazil. But I don't know what has happened. The topic is disappearing from either news coverage and popular culture. I haven't seen notorious Brazilian UFO cases anymore. Maybe smartphones and the 2010s internet have destroyed it. However, we still have a relatively big UFO subculture with an association, a magazine, local and national conferences, and several websites. In Europe, we had the Belgian wave, where a Belgian sent a picture of a UFO to a journal, which published it, and everyone started saying similar triangular-shaped UFOs in the sky, until it turned out that the original was a fake. Classic case of psychological contagion. It is likely what most people saw were the position lights of airplanes. Eric von Daniken and Giorgio Sokolos, aka the Aliens meme guy, are both from Switzerland. So take that as you will. The Netherlands doesn't really appear to have a UFO culture that I'm aware of, though I remember some rumors about strange lights appearing in Belgium ages ago. The Dutch prefer their conspiracy theories closer to home. There's been sightings of it here in New Zealand. Probably just lights of something. In Portugal, maybe 1 out of 5 people don't deny aliens being out there. Lots of hotspots throughout the country. People kind of respect the issue around here. In Balkans, almost doesn't exist. But we do have conspiracy theorists like Sam Osmanagic, who thinks there are pyramids in Visoko, and he regularly talks in shows like Ancient Aliens. It's pretty active over here in Turkey. There are thousands of occasions which were recorded and reported to the Sirius Space Research Center here. I mean, we even have a famous ufologist? Non-existing. But I've met some weirdos in Spain that has seen several UFOs. With motherships and droids and god hippies. In Poland we have many outside city regions. There was a guy named Zbigniew and he went to city with his car. He crashes and call police. He said that UFO flashed him with light and he had crashed. Before police arrived he was dead because of alcohol poisoning. This is how UFO accidents looks in Poland. We have many interesting legends and folklore, but UFO does not count in it. Most of the world believes that there is life out there and that you'd have to be pretty conceited to believe that in the entire universe we are the only sentient life. We don't see a weather balloon and scream, "OMG, it's a alien," though. UFO culture? Skeptical smiley face. Fun fact. There are shamans worshipping UFO and aliens in traditional way in Korea. They usually worship all sorts of spiritual things. But some of them who accepted modern Western UFO culture in weird way worship extraterrestrial beings. They offer foods, burn some incenses, and do whatever they do in Eastern Asian rituals for UFO and aliens. If there is weird lights in the sky, it's likely just another miliary exercise. A glider, a cosmic event like a falling star, or someone playing around with some really strong lights during overcast. I mean, it's either that or some anomalous earthborn entity coming from Kinobel again. You know how those things are in the zone. Weird. In the Philippines, an unidentified flying object is usually an aswang. It basically just consists of Pine Gap, Frederick Valentich's disappearance, and the Westel UFO here. It's common enough to be called a culture? Oof. Like, I believe alien life exists based on the pure fact that in an infinite cosmos you'd be a fool to think we are the only rock which sprouted life. But it visiting us? Nah. Who knows, we may be the most advanced life form in the multiverse, and look at how close we are to visiting other planets. Not to mention, why would they want to? There's not much of it in the UK. Except that some people believe that crop circles are made by aliens at night. I visited a crop circle in Wiltshire with a girlfriend who is an expert in such matters. She got out her dowsing rods and assured me that this one was not made by aliens. IDK if this is what you're looking for. But my girlfriend's step-grandfather lives in the Czech Republic and believes in a bunch of conspiracy theories. He has a strange fixation on the pyramids and keeps a bunch of small pyramids at home because he believes they have special powers. I don't know what it's like in the US. But I imagine it's much the same everywhere. You send the required signal. And then they pick you up and let you visit Alpha Centauri if you promise not to tell anyone. It was really popular in the 80s, but now people are bored of Alpha Centauri and nobody talks much about the UFOs anymore. I'm guessing the US is no different.